Good afternoon, morning, evening, night, wherever you're watching this at. Welcome to the Amen Corner.
In case I don't see you again.
In case I don't see you again.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
No.
That's a total different movie.
Oh, sorry.
Totally different movie.
I thought you was doing the Robin Williams. Good morning, Vietnam. There.
Oh, good morning, Vietnam.
Oh, my goodness. Honestly, I don't even... I've heard people say that. I have no idea what
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
way before your time.
Yeah, it's like, and that's pretty
It's
old.
pretty great.
Wow.
He was young in that movie. Like, he don't even look recognizable.
Really?
But anyway, sorry.
That's not how it was supposed to be. That was completely improv. Did you know that?
Nah, I don't know.
What is
The
improv?
Good Morning Vietnam.
What is improv?
Huh?
Our podcast.
We are improv.
I live off
the
that.
cuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I live like that. That's okay.
Yeah.
I got you. I live like that.
Great answer, by the
Line
way.
by
If
the
you-
seat of your britches.
Yeah.
All right. Is that
I don't
the same
think...
thing?
We don't do that.
No.
I do that.
We
I
have some
would.
order.
Improv.
We have a
order.
lot
I mean,
of
I've
order.
got a line of questions right here.
Improv.
So
in
does
a movie.
Jeremiah.
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
Hey.
So
Hey, Jonathan, what was you going to say?
Thanks. Improv
Hey, Chris, what was-
is when I will smack the ugly off you.
that's gonna be a hard
Good luck.
slap. Here, let me take my headphones off.
Improv
Well, he's been trying to say it for
is
like 2
when in a movie they don't like their line and so they throw something out anyways.
Improv. Like,
That's an
you think-
example of
That's an
improv.
example
Right.
of one.
That is
That's
an
not
Example of
improv.
improv.
Improv is just like
No
flying by the
script.
seat of your
Like,
britches.
whose line is it anyway? That was straight improv. You never watched that? That was hilarious.
It's a pretty great movie. Or not movie.
It's a TV show.
I'm
TV show.
saved.
I
Holy
was
Spirit
not
won't
saved
let me
all
watch
my
that.
life.
I got saved at 6 years old and still watching. I just,
Well, then.
I knew where, you know.
All right,
where I
rapid
crossed the
fire.
line. Rapid fire. Go ahead.
Here we go.
You or me? I got rapid fire. Too.
I got rapid
He's
fire.
doing rapid fire.
I like it.
I got really
We'll go
good.
back and forth. We'll go
Dolphins
back
got
and
some rapid
Let's
fire,
just go
but
back
you
and
don't
forth.
want
All
to.
right, let's do it.
Y'all
5 or
need,
6,
to, y'all need
7,
to work
okay.
on y'all's talking over people.
As you talk over everybody.
Yeah, you're the worst.
Yeah. That's the whole point.
Have you ever seen Tim Hawkins talk about the worst?
No.
No.
It's
Is this rapid
hilarious.
fire?
No.
Oh.
But you ought to go look up Tim Hawkins, the worst. It's so funny. Like his daughter. You all right? It wasn't that funny. Here's the thing. We'll say like the best one-liner ever. Heath will look at us like you're an idiot.
I don't
And
get
then we'll say something
Stupid.
not funny and he loses it.
It's just how it hits me.
Yeah.
Just how it
Just
hits
how
me.
the cookie crumbles. Here we
It's
go.
just how the cookie crumbles.
Rapid fire.
All right, go.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate. Simple. Chocolate.
Put your hands together.
You talking about ice cream?
Chocolate.
Anything. Your favorite, when it comes to your favorite food, chocolate, like cake, cupcakes, you know.
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a question.
Because most of the
Not
time
even
vanilla
chocolate.
don't have any flavor.
No,
It's kind of vanilla.
I don't know about that.
Or like
I
not
like
that it
the
don't
taste of
have any
vanilla.
flavor. Most of the time, like with cakes, vanilla cakes or whatever.
I love now. Okay, time out though. My favorite cake is chocolate icing with a vanilla cake.
White cake or
Oh,
yellow?
I get what
Yellow
you're saying.
cake.
Okay.
But that's what most people think when they think of cake. They
Yeah.
vanilla cake. They think of white cake.
Well, cake is horrible. I mean, have you
love
ever
cake.
ate good cake?
Yes.
No, you
Yes.
have not.
Yes.
You've had good
No, you
cake
have
with
not.
icing
No.
on it. The
No,
icing
disagree.
makes the cake.
Okay.
No, I've had
All right,
good
it's
cake.
official. Morgan is going to make. She doesn't know this yet, but maybe she won't listen. She's going to make the Amen Corner red velvet cake.
Does she
makes
put
a
icing on it?
Made from scratch red velvet cake. And I promise you, when you cut into those 4 layers, you're going to find a layer of just red cake. And you tell me that ain't good. And you're going to have
Is
to
there
hit the
icing
altar.
on it though?
There is icing on the cake, but when you get to the
icing
layer,
is the accent to the cake.
right?
It does not mean that the cake is not good.
If the
You don't
cake
like
is
pound
bad,
cake?
hang
I've
on.
ate pound cake. And
if
love
the
it.
cake is if the cake is bad, no matter how good the icing is, it's gonna be bad. You know what I mean?
No.
Yes.
You can put icing on it.
If the cake is dry, I
Never
don't care
mind. It'd be
if what
good.
icing.
All right, so we all say chocolate. You go.
Yeah.
I say chocolate too, so we're good. Keep it on the eating. If you had to
I
eat
thought you
one
was doing
thing,
rapid fire.
We're back and forth blowing.
Oh,
If
it's
you
like
had to
machine
eat,
gun over here.
yeah. If you had to eat one thing for every meal going forward, what would it be?
one specific thing or like one meal?
specific thing or meal.
Oh man.
Okay, one meal, then that's okay because I can add everything that I like in one
A
meal.
smorgasbord.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean be
No,
reasonable,
like
be realistic though.
One main
One plate.
entree, like
one
your
main
entree.
entree. You have
Not
to
your
eat for every
sides,
meal.
all that, the entree.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of your life.
Tacos.
Oh my, no.
That's pretty wise though because you can mix them up.
You can put anything on a taco, man.
and it makes it a taco.
I was just gonna say grilled chicken.
I thought he was gonna say grilled cheese.
Grilled cheese. That's what I was thinking.
Honestly,
Grilled cheese.
it's rapid fire. I mean, I could probably come up with a better answer, but my first thought was grilled cheese.
Grilled chicken?
I'm
Okay.
about to say grilled cheese.
If you really think it out, though, I like the taco
Tacos.
idea because you can put
Breakfast
taco
taco.
chicken. Yeah, whatever.
Nachos,
Nachos. It's nacho libre.
like from the Mexican restaurant, because like I get cheese and shrimp and steak and chicken and all that kind of stuff on my nachos.
Okay.
Moe's. I go to Moe's and get nachos.
Oh.
Because you can just get everything you want on it.
Hey, welcome to Mo.
Welcome to Moe's.
What's yours?
Oh, mine? Taters.
Taters. Fried tater,
Fried
mashed tater,
tater.
baked tater.
It don't
thought we was
matter.
doing main
Taters
entree.
are good, though. You can eat them for anything.
Look at him. He
Tater
likes
cakes.
taters.
Tater cakes.
Fried tater. You ever ate a
Okay.
mashed potato
Next rapid
sandwich?
fire.
Yes, I have.
That's
Nice.
good. Ketchup.
I think this is good.
Oh,
I think this is going to be a good one.
All right, go ahead.
Sunrise or sunset?
Where am I at?
Your choice.
Sunrise on the beach.
See,
That's coast. Sorry.
You know what I'm
That's
talking
coast.
I'm exact opposite of that.
Really?
Sunset on the beach.
You don't like getting up early.
No, I do. I
do
enjoy
you?
looking. I enjoy seeing the sunrise, but I love going out on the pier with a cone of chocolate ice cream in my hands. Time back my last
Yeah.
rapid fire. Watching the sunset. I love it. And it's probably Bree's favorite thing to do.
Have you ever seen the sunset over the ocean though? Not on this side of the earth. You
You
haven't.
you can't actually
Yeah.
you can at the Outer Banks.
Oh yeah. you
Way
get
the
out
Outer
there.
Banks are laid. If
That's
you're,
true.
I can't
can
remember
in
where
Florida.
I stayed at.
Sunrise, sunset. Anywhere you
Sunrise,
want
yeah,
to
that's
Sunset.
true.
Sunset.
all day.
I pay attention more
Actually,
to
it's
sunrise.
just once a day.
Yeah, I pay attention more to the sunrise, but I really love watching the sun go down.
I love
So
it.
I don't know. It's hard to say
The-
which one.
The color of the sky in a sunset
Yes.
is just different than a sunrise.
Red sky in the morning, sailors take warning. Red skies at night, sailors delight.
That's in the Bible. That's biblical. Do you know that?
I'd say it is. I'll go off of it.
Sure.
Even in the mountain.
All right,
foothills.
Next
Rapid
rapid fire.
Next rapid fire. All right, y'all may or may not want to answer this. What is your 10th picture on your camera roll?
My 10th picture.
Oh,
Tenth.
my.
You got to
Picture.
describe it because the podcasters can't see it.
Podcasters cannot see it.
I counted mine earlier today.
Oh my gosh. 1, 2.
Well, that's
3,
cheating.
4, 5, 6.
Oh, that's great right there.
It's the interior of my wife's car that I'm selling.
No,
Okay.
mine's
1,
going to
2,
be
3.
all y'all's. I'm just telling you right
10th
now.
picture or just 10th thing on your.
No, the 10th picture
10th
back from
picture.
the newest, the 10th newest picture you got.
Okay, because mine's a video. Actually, no, mine iCloud just updated. Okay,
I'm saving mine last because I'm going to beat all y'all.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, yeah.
Steering wheel and the seat. I mean,
What you got?
Mine is Morgan's supper from the other night. Our salad and baked potatoes we had.
Sounds good.
you're
But
you're that guy. Takes
Yeah.
pictures of all your food.
Oh,
you
when
got?
she cooks the
You
way
know
she
what's
does.
up? Just tell a number.
okay, it's a
number 9.
okay. So so it doesn't count if it's a video. It has to be the picture. Okay, mine's a video. of me trying to get our sound system and our live feed system wasn't cooperating, and so there was a delay. And so I have a video of that brand new camera up there, like 2 foot from my face, and me sitting there with a microphone going,
I bet that is pretty funny.
staring right at the camera going,
Trying to see the delay. How long the delay was.
That's hilarious.
That is hilarious, yes.
Okay, mine is my little boy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Aw,
He's
And,
riding a motorcycle.
yeah, he's in Daniel's
stole the show.
something gets
Racing.
serious.
his racing
Race
helmet.
Oh, yeah. Colt was scared of
Fancy.
Daniel's race
Right
car
there.
last night.
That thing's awesome.
Oh yeah.
That
That's right.
picture, the
Yeah,
picture.
he got scared of it. He liked it. He really liked it, but it just made him
loud.
nervous.
He's-
Yeah.
We went to Friendship and watched him, and he got in the car and
Did
sat
he?
there for a long time.
I tried to get Colt to get in last night. He would not do it. He's
Oh,
scared
yeah.
to death. He was scared to death of the car.
Fancy. Next rapid fire.
All right.
If you got to think that long about asking it, don't.
What's
for it.
the first thing? What's the first thing you notice about someone when you meet them?
Their teeth.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I got a chip tooth. Colt chipped my tooth.
Yeah, I remember when that happened.
Yeah.
Too.
It's been, he's 4 now.
Couple
He was
few
about
years.
2. It was about 2.5.
How did he do that?
He headbutted me.
Sham! I remember.
Busted my lip too. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. You said their teeth.
Their teeth. Yeah.
I would say. I mean, I was gonna say their facial expression, like the way they express themselves, but I guess like their smile, the facial expression is what I noticed.
How they're interacting with people is probably the first thing I recognize. Like
The
if
body
they're-
language.
I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get it.
Like,
I'm like
as
when
soon as I look at somebody, I'm seeing like, are you like sitting real reserved, like away from people? Are you open to conversation? Are you open to somebody to approach you?
You can talk. You like people sit there with their arms crossed or their shoulders back or whatever. You can tell
Their
what kind of-
mannerisms.
Yeah,
kinda
yeah,
way.
Yeah.
Little like a quick
what about you, Heath?
eyes.
Eyes, yeah.
Daddy has always been strict.
Eyes
Look,
is the gateways to the soul.
Your eyes can tell you a lot about somebody.
Yeah.
If
I
they're,
agree.
because
That's
Daddy
the
was,
first thing I noticed about Bree. She's got
my
beautiful
wife's
eyes.
got beautiful eyes too.
They're like, boom.
I got
blue.
a picture of Morgan's where she's got what do you call that flower you
magnifying
carry
glass?
down the aisle? Was it the bouquet? No,
A bouquet.
It's big.
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And she's got that like
okay.
hid over her face, and it's just her eyes. Actually, it's that one right there on my watch. See that right there?
Oh yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah, pretty wild. Her eyes are pretty
Fancy.
wild.
Looks like she's wearing a mask from here.
Kind of does actually.
That's how we met in 2020. Just kidding.
Well, their eyes would actually probably be a popular answer
Right now, yeah.
because that's what people can see.
Hmm. But you can tell a lot about somebody's eyes.
If you got some jacked up teeth but some pretty eyes, hey, right now,
That's
wear your
exactly
mask.
right. Hey, you need you a husband. Just keep your mask on, honey. I will say that's true.
Yeah.
Have
you met anybody in the last year and a half? Like, and then you see them without a mask on? It's like, you didn't meet them
for
before.
sure
Yeah.
with me because I'm teaching in new schools I've never taught in.
Yeah.
Meeting new teachers never taught with. I only see them in a mask most of the time.
You wouldn't recognize
Unless
them.
they put a piece of food, piece of gum in, wipe the nose. It's like, oh, that's what you look like.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the real
But
you.
really and truly,
What, you don't wipe your nose with the mask?
No.
Oh,
Have
I
you-
thought that's what they were there for.
What I do.
95% of the time, though, you can tell what somebody's going to look like from this up. I think.
Have you seen?
I disagree.
No, I disagree.
I totally disagree.
100%.
No, there's been
If
some
I
new
had
people
them-
at work that they've hired in, and we always have to wear a mask. And then we there for a short, brief period, we didn't have to wear a mask, and like everybody took the mask off, and it's like, wow, where'd you come from?
I've
look
not
different.
seen, like I started a new job and I didn't see my supervisor without a mask one day, and I went, I know her, but I can't figure out where oh, that's my supervisor.
Oh, okay.
That happened with Zeke's physical therapist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we seen her out.
You
and
just
I
know
didn't
you
have one.
recognize her.
She's like, Jeremiah? And then she saw
Jeremiah?
Zeke sit beside me. She's like, oh, yeah, I thought that was y'all. So it's
Jeremiah?
funny. So let's talk about this week's
Yeah,
topic.
let's get into it.
Because I like this idea. I'm going to let Brother Donathan kind of just kick her off. And you okay with that?
Sure.
Talk a little bit about what the idea that you had behind this topic when you give it to us, or just talk a little bit about it.
Okay. One last thing.
Oh,
What
okay.
is your? Because it leads into what I was going to say.
Is this rapid fire?
Yeah. What's your greatest fear?
Fear itself.
Done. Can't with this guy.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a sound mind. I'm not scared of nothing. What's your greatest fear? What are you scared of?
Spiders.
Spiders.
They eat your nightmares.
Failing.
Mm.
I have a fear of failing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be successful at everything that I do.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't know why. I like winning.
Oh, yeah.
I want to win. I don't want to fail. I don't want to lose.
I told our young people in Mountain Movers the other day, I said, I'm more competitive than all of y'all. And one of the boys in the back said, that's a lie. I said, bet. I said, I guarantee you I'm more competitive than any of y'all.
Teaching our young people to gamble.
Gambling
Bet.
and mountain movers.
I'm just going to call your bluff. I guarantee you I'm more competitive than you are. So, turns out I was.
Yeah.
Greatest fear.
I mean, I'm probably going to go off of what Brother Chris said because that really is me. I don't really know. I don't know how to explain it. I just want to be good at everything I do.
Right.
And my fear is that I am not going to live up to what I should.
Right.
So I guess failure is really what that
And probably
is.
not the best, but
My best.
your best, yeah.
Yeah, I want to be my best. I mean, I think that's kind of overused in our society because we don't want to teach our kids to be winners, and they're all losers because of it. But it's not that I care only about being the best. I do want to be my best.
Yeah.
And,
That's kind of me, and that's what spurred the thought of this topic. The danger of mediocrity is what I want to talk about.
What's mediocrity?
You may have to define that.
Mediocrity is it's a
The act
big
of
word.
being mediocre.
Yes. The
And
act
that's
of
not
being
the stuff that
mediocre.
you cut up and fry, deep fried. No,
Yeah,
it's
not many
Not
okra.
okra.
Not okra?
Not
Cookout?
okra. No.
Cookout's
Can't
got
eat.
some
So we're
good-
talking a whole episode on what I can't eat.
Cookout's got some good okra.
I didn't even know that.
Really?
Yeah.
Cookout has okra?
Good fried okra.
So the-
Not even
I'd have
gonna
never
lie.
known that for real. All joking
The
aside.
dangers of
But-
mediocrity.
My greatest fear is kind of like what y'all was saying, like not being successful, and like just the competitiveness in me.
Let me take a time out. My greatest fear when it comes to things like what Brother Heath went with, snakes. Oh my goodness, I'm so
Oh yeah.
I'm so
do
afraid
I
of
get
them.
do I get an opportunity to be spiritual?
No, I really wasn't trying to be
Probably going to say
spiritual.
the exact same thing that we're all saying.
No, my fear is missing the will of God.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not
'Cause there's two ways you
and
can answer
thinking
that
I'm
question.
in the
Right.
will of God.
Well,
There's a
some-
lot of ways you can answer it.
Yeah.
That's my legit fear. I mean, I wasn't being spiritual. I'm
Yeah, I
not scared of
wasn't either.
spiders or snakes. They don't bother me.
I am. Especially if you watch Harry Potter and you
The
see that big
spiders
old-
will eat a snake.
But
I've seen
that-
it.
Huh? A spider can't eat a snake.
Have y'all not seen the guy? The video of the guy. I think it's a TikTok. I'm not sure. Morgan showed it to me.
TikToks from hell.
And I agree.
Yes.
But
From
I
the
have
pits of it.
It was a black widow eating a snake.
I believe it.
Had killed it and eaten it.
a black.
And he was like,
It's not a black widow.
it's so funny.
It had to be a teeny tiny snake. As black widows.
No,
are
it was a good
not-
sized snake. It
Black
was a
widows
good-
are not big.
Black widow
The
can't-
snake was dead.
It probably killed it. Yes,
Killed it. Dead.
but
with a hammer.
I will argue
It was
this
wrapping
as an
it up.
exterminator. It was not eating that.
It was wrapping it up. What's it gonna do when it wraps it up?
Okay,
Leave it
first
there
of
for
all,
later.
Black widow's not going to wrap up a snake.
Look like a black widow.
I can.
All right, Mr. Technical.
I can argue this.
If I say black widow, they're thinking of a black spider. A black spider.
Black
No.
spider.
Had a
No,
red,
not
it had a
black
red,
spider.
it had a red spot on his back.
Maybe. I don't know if it did or not. I just know there's a spider eating a snake. And if a snake is your
Spider,
nightmares, a
you get the
spider
snake.
ate your nightmare.
But I agree.
Anyway,
There's different
sorry.
ways to
There
answer.
is
You can go
different-
real
right.
practical, or you can
Real
give
spiritual.
like deep or spiritual.
for me, mediocrity scares me. Like genuinely scares me. I cannot stand the number one word in my vernacular that I cannot stand is the word fine.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I hate it. If I ask my wife, "Hey, how's my tie look?" "That looks fine."
It's fine.
I'll go change. I cannot stand being just okay. Fine is just it's fine. It's okay. It's not good. It's not bad, but it's just okay. And so to me, that
And she really don't mean it that way.
she don't.
Yeah.
She don't. But
She
to
might
me,
because she knows it irritates you.
yeah,
But
she does.
You'd rather hear
Like,
good or great.
Yeah, good,
Perfect.
great, awesome,
Wonderful.
or bad.
It's yeah. Tell me if it's bad. Like I'm the kind of person I didn't deal well with like
criticism.
when I was younger, but like I'm at the point now that's what I want. I want criticism from somebody who is qualified to give me that criticism.
Kind of like
Now,
that Sunday morning you came in. Would you have a blue
All blue,
suit
all
and a
blue.
purple? I don't know. It was like three different
Like a
shades of
dummy.
blue. It was
a
bad.
lot. It was a lot.
because my gray pants had got
yeah,
a
you were
stain
here.
on them. My gray pants had got a stain on them, so I changed into blue pants and just headed out the door and forgot that I'd pulled a blue jacket for that morning.
And a blue
so I had a
shirt.
blue jacket.
And a blue
different
tie.
color
Shirt.
blue.
Yeah,
Three
Completely.
shades of blue. But he didn't have his
In
jacket
one
on
suit.
yet.
it was bad.
Right. He had picked out some pants to go with a
Yeah, it
suit
was
jacket.
bad.
He didn't put a suit jacket
Had
on until he
burgundy
got
tie.
here.
So
Burgundy
that was
tie.
that Sunday morning. You didn't ask your wife how you look.
Yeah, it was bad. No, well, I just threw it on, didn't even think about it because I
I
left
gotcha.
early that morning.
Well,
just threw it on and left.
I walked into Sunday school and everybody's just like bashing Donathan. And Donathan's but like sitting in the corner crying because he's got three shades of blue on.
But see, now I would walk.
You
into
actually
service
left and went
never
and got
realize
a.
it.
You left and went and got a different tire or something, didn't you?
I got a tie out of the back of Lydia's car.
Oh.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, but like in ministry, in my personal life, in everything, like in
But why is there a fear of it? What is the danger of mediocrity? Why is it such a big deal?
complacency.
Yeah, but why?
For me, if you are okay with being average and there is no drive for you to be better than what you are right now, then eventually you get to a point where you're just satisfied and there's no drive to be anything more. And to me,
What's wrong with that?
it equates not living up to your full potential, what you said. And so if you get to a point where I'm satisfied with how good of a singer I am, I'm satisfied with how much of the Bible I know, I'm satisfied with this, it's mediocre because don't take this the wrong way, but I feel like us four right here living in Wilkes and Surrey County, there is a genuine spirit of mediocrity. they're okay with how much they know of the Bible. And if you know the basic stories of the Bible, honestly, if you know all the basic stories of the Bible, you probably are above average.
Yeah.
In Wilkes and Surrey County.
And you know,
this is in the Bible Belt.
You know what, 2% of the Bible, if you know the basic stories of the Bible.
But I'm not okay with that.
Yeah.
I am not genuinely not okay with that.
There's a lot of churches, and I love going to churches besides here because, I mean, I do that every week of my life. And I'm not trying to bash anyone, but there are churches that are satisfied with just surface religion.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Just very shallow stuff. And I don't know if it's Wilkes, Surrey, this area we live in, Wilkes County.
Yadkin.
Or I live in Yadkin County.
Throw Yadkin
but
in there.
throw Yadkin in there. But I don't know if it's this area or if it's just the country and the world we live in general, because our world is filled with mediocre people.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, whatever the proper words for that is, less than mediocre.
Yeah.
When Dad came to preach here, there's a danger to be mediocre, not only because mediocrity breeds complacency, but everybody's okay with it. So let's just, why work extra hard?
That's right.
They're already okay with it. Let's just, and when my dad came here, he could have fit in with what the society is, not this area, not this state, the society. Because I think sometimes especially we that live here, will point out our area, but it's our world.
Yeah.
It's the world we live in. And Dad coming in here, I'm telling you, he's the best preacher I've ever heard in my life. He's the greatest preacher in shoe leather. And here's the deal: he came in here and started preaching Bible truth. And I'm not talking about this deep. I'm talking about Wednesday night we about drowned.
Oh, yeah.
In doctrine and Bible.
For a long time, he would be like, "Well, I'm not preaching good because y'all not saying amen." No,
we're choking.
We're having to chew on this. You're choking us to death.
And what it's done is just like mediocrity. Let me say it right.
Mediocrity.
Breeds. It's a mix between mediocre and mediocrity. Just like mediocrity breeds complacency.
Yeah.
When you get into, going above and beyond, you know what that breeds? That breeds somebody else that wants to go above and beyond and not be complacent. And then go above. And so the danger of mediocrity is that you're raising another generation of mediocre people.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And just like that, I'm not okay with being average. And it breeds and it shows in everything I do. Like if something is just okay, like it's just fine. It drives me crazy.
It's fine.
Like number one thing that drives me crazy is for me to come down from singing or something, because I know my singing is not up to par with Jeremiah Simpson. I know that. And so
it's better than Chris Collins
and me.
And he threw. See, but I wouldn't say what you said, but I would say what they said.
and like my singing ability, my family is not musical inclined, and so like anything musical in me has been like learned and taught. And so when I come down from singing, I always say, "Lydia, how'd that sound?" She said, "It was fine."
It's fine.
Oh my gosh, I cannot tell. Like it's almost
Wait
like
till tomorrow,
dude. It's like my whole body just like locks up for a split second. It's like, oh my gosh, what?
Well, here's where I'm go ahead, finish.
What I was getting to, our mountain movers downstairs, we study through, like right now we get the quiz bowl, and so we're studying through Daniel and different stuff. And I went down there the other day, and I was just asking them a couple of different questions, and they knew it. And I was like, y'all actually know this? And they said, one of the boys in the back said, yeah. I said, what got y'all so excited about this? And they said, because we don't want to let you down, because you want to be perfect, and you want us to be great, and that's what we aim to be.
Like, good.
And that's the goal.
Well, here's where I'm gonna come in a little bit here, and I'm not trying to. I agree with you.
Fight me.
No, I'm not here to fight. I'm not here, and I'm not really here to be devil's advocate. I'm just here to state somebody that I'm not the one that's going to sit there and say my tie has to be perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. I don't. My pastor's like that.
Right.
And I love him, and he's taught me a lot of things about that. But if my tie's not perfect, I didn't come to. If I didn't have to wear a tie, I wouldn't wear a tie. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. Only reason I match is because my wife picks out.
Yeah.
You know, you get what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
And that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
What I strive in perfection, and what I love, there is no perfection, is being in the will of God, doing exactly what the Lord wants me to do.
Oh yeah.
So here's what I want to ask you a question: is where is that balance at to where is the line at that you cross to where maybe pride gets in the way? Yeah. And you're striving so hard to be this, but God wants you here. even though it may not be perfect here. Does that make sense? Because I'm not
I
trying
can
to
answer
and
that.
it's a true question that I have because
You want to answer it? You want me to?
Sure, I can answer it.
I don't care who answers it.
The first and foremost is not about being your best. You got to have your priorities right, and you
Right.
can answer the way you want to answer it. I just want to answer this.
Both of you. You know?
Here's the deal: you got to have your priorities right. You got to know first of all, not I got to have everything in line. You got to make sure you're in line.
Yep.
You got to make first of all, you got to make sure you're exactly where God wants you to be. You're in the will of God. Then, once you know you're in the will of God, then I don't think you can. I don't think you can go too far into making sure you are the best, because at that point you know you're in the will of God. You know you're doing what God wants you to do. Now let's give it everything we have. I don't care if I die trying. Let me give it everything I have to make this right. But it goes back to what you're saying, pride or not. Well, that goes back to the base of it. And if you're in the will of God, now again, I know people that started in the will of God got filled with pride and messed
Right.
up. But you've got to be in the will of God, and that's still the foundational truth of that has to stay true for the rest of your life. You know you're in the will of God. Give it everything you do. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do it with thy might.
Oh, I agree.
Everything you do.
Right.
That's Bible. Everything you do it with everything you have. And I mean, I understand your
Right.
question. And I
I'm
appreciate
just,
that.
and I think I cleared my mind up for my own question here,
Yeah.
just by you talking there. But like, at what point do you cross that line to where you want to be the best?
Right.
And you've crossed that line. You're not competing in the will of. You're in
Right.
the will of God.
It's not.
But
It's
you're
no
not
longer
competing
about.
to
It's no
you're getting
longer
where I'm
about
going
giving
from.
God glory. It's about giving
you-
Jeremiah
right,
glory.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't want ever. That's where I want to be the best, but I don't ever want to cross that line, because I'm
Yeah.
here to tell you, I crossed that line when I played baseball.
Oh yeah.
I was good, and I knew I was good.
Yeah.
And college humbled me.
Yeah.
You know, when you get up there and everybody's good.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And
To
and
me-
I don't ever want to get to that point in my
In the
Christian
ministry,
walk
yeah.
and in the ministry.
To me, it's when, because for me, the competition is inside. It's between me in 10 years. Like, that is genuinely the competition that I'm fighting. I'm not fighting with you. I'm not fighting
Right.
with Turkey Cove or
Right.
anybody else. To me, it's when it goes outside, and I'm
Except for
literally,
November 6th.
I'm trying to be, my goal, trust me.
What if you catch
Oh,
that
don't you
or
worry.
not?
But my goal is trying to be better than Jeremiah, and I'm trying to be better than other people around me,
Right.
because then you start lifting yourself up. And one of the verses I always go back to, Paul said in 1 Corinthians, he said, "I've planted, Apollos watereth, but God gave the increase."
exactly
So
right.
neither he that
Amen.
planteth anything, neither he that watereth,
Mm-hmm.
but God giveth the increase. My goal, the Bible also says in Timothy that the man of God have no blemish. I don't want there to be any chinks in my armor. And the way I do that is study, prepare, all that.
I'm sorry. Never mind.
I'm just laughing at him.
What did he say?
I
probably don't wanna know.
I just got tickled. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Just talking about chinks in your.
Go. He's not laughing at anything. It's what you said was funny.
He's not laughing at anything,
Anyway.
but what you said was funny.
Yeah. He's
So-
not laughing at anything important. Is what I meant to say.
To me, it's to be blameless.
Okay.
And so, like, for example, if I come in and my tie's not exactly right, my thought is, okay, 80% of people are not going to care. But if there's somebody who walks into our church who's a little bit more of a high class of a person, they're going to say, well, he don't take this church thing very, very seriously. Like, if a lawyer walks through that back door and he's used to everything being to the T, or a Marine or an Army official walks into our church and they're used to suits pressed, shirts ironed, everything, that they're going to think, well, he don't really take this very seriously, so why should I take church
Well,
seriously?
I'm not saying, and like I
And
said,
there's a
right,
balance
There's a
to
balance,
everything.
and that's
Well,
what we're talking about.
that's
And I
what I
don't
was-
want people to think that we're trying to tip the scale one way or the
Right,
other.
right,
and
right.
That's what I was going to say. I was acting like I was talking, but I was not making any noise to make them stop talking. In all reality, they're probably not going to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
But maybe it's not going to deter them or pull them away, but it might impress them. You say, well, it's not about impressing people. Well, you're dumb.
It
Kinda
is.
is.
You're dumb.
It's making an impression.
Well,
Right. Yeah.
it all goes back to
And I'm
what-
joking by saying
you
that,
never
by the
get
way.
a second chance to make a first
Right.
impression.
That's right.
That's it. Yes, you got
It all goes back to what we was mentioned at the beginning. Is you don't have to necessarily be the best, but you need to be your best.
Your best. That's right.
And we need to, to quote a previous podcast, we said, looking unto Jesus, author and finisher of our faith. We got to keep Him in mind.
Right.
And if we do everything with Him in mind, it don't matter it doesn't matter everything that we do as long as we're doing it for Him. We got to remember, why do you get up and preach? You get up and preach to present the gospel, to tell God's word. Now, if you just stay real shallow, your church ain't gonna grow.
Right.
Now, it ain't about numbers, but there is a book in the Bible called Numbers. But if you get more people in your church, you can do more work.
Not necessarily.
We had not necessarily, but
I thought that's where you was going.
no.
I'm sorry.
She said she was 68 years old, and she said we're about to kill her. She said I didn't think a church could do this much stuff.
Yeah.
We are a busy church, but that's what you need. And are we more busy than we were 5 or 6 years ago? Not really. We've got more people, so we're doing more stuff, so it's growing. But that's the point of a church. God wants a church to grow. If you're not growing, you're dying. And we need to grow. So and you're not going to grow in that shallowness. You're not going to grow in that mediocrity. You got to kind of go above and beyond. And if you don't get people saved and join the church,
Yeah.
you're not going to do anything better. You're not going further.
Here's the deal. God went above and beyond for us.
Oh yeah.
Right.
The least we can do is go above and beyond for Him.
Right.
And I think it really comes down to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
our
totally
reasonable service, right?
100%.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that'll evolve too, like how much our over and beyond is. Because I promise you right now, what we wear to church is a lot better than what they wore to church 100 years, 200
Oh,
years
yeah.
ago. I wouldn't say 100 years ago because I think 100
This
years
is
ago
social
was
norm,
the
too.
best dressed era.
The
yeah.
50s.
The 1920s.
The
20s, 30s, yeah.
I think that's some of the best dressed era.
Oh,
But
man, they wore, like,
you go
suits.
prior to that. You know what I
top
mean?
Cap, yeah, top
They
cap.
were
top
slick.
coat, top hat, and
What's
a
at the
coat.
top cat?
What's a top
I
cap?
don't know. It's a coat and a hat put together.
I think
Oh,
it's,
is that thing you go and get hay up with?
That was the
Bobcat.
19
No,
No,
it's a
okay.
bobcat. No,
No.
these are what you get hay up with.
Yeah,
No, it's a 1920 hoodie.
yeah, that's right.
Top cat.
That's pretty funny. Hey, I will say this: I've enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
It's been
and
fun.
I'm gonna be real for a second. I was nervous about this episode
Why?
because I worry about that pride,
Right.
and I don't want people to think that we're prideful.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well,
I don't want any, and I don't care what they think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't-
It's
You know,
just what.
but at the same time,
Yeah, I just called them
do.
dumb.
Right, I know. You get what
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
mean to
though.
say that.
yeah.
But
bunch
what
of
I'm saying,
dummies
I
out
was
there.
worried about this episode a little bit because how could we get it to that point to where people don't look at us or they're just trying to outdo everybody? They just want to be the
No.
best. They want their name. on it.
And some
You know
people
what I mean?
see- some
And
people see that.
But I don't want nobody to see that because that's not the truth.
Some
Here-
people,
I know y'all personally.
Yeah.
We talk a lot more than
Yeah.
a lot of people do, and that's not the case.
some people
But I
think
don't
that
people think that, you know?
some people think that Foothills churches is a cult.
Well,
So-
yeah, I've heard that
Well,
too. But
Here's the thing, and I can't remember the exact quote, but if I'm not mistaken, it was Denzel Washington, and he said, "The people who were doing as much as you are."
his voice.
Yeah, I wish I could talk like him. He's got so much swagger when he walks, but it's whatever. But he said,
Have you ever looked in the mirror when you walk?
Want to be?
Thanks.
That's
bro."
waggle, not swaggle.
he can pull over like this overbite, like I don't even know. And like it's just like
What's wrong with an
that
overbite?
dude's awesome. But anyway, as I was saying, he
Burger.
said this. He said the people who are doing just as much as you are never going to be the ones that ridicule you. The ones who are above you or doing as much as you are never going to be the ones that talk bad about you or down. And this is completely not what he said, but it's the gist of it. He said, but it's always those that are kind of intimidated by you are the ones that, and of course there's pride, there's all that, everything that we've said, but exactly what Jeremiah said, everything that your hand findeth.
Not you.
What?
You said everything that Jeremiah said.
No, he said it a while ago. The
Oh, I
verse that
thought
he
you.
quoted-
I thought you were
No,
going
the verse
to the
that he
Bible.
the verse that he quoted a while ago. Whatsoever the hand findeth to do it with thy might. Do it with everything that you got. The danger of mediocrity for me. The danger of mediocrity is that one day when we get to heaven, God's going to show out my life, show everything that I could have done, and then say,
Right.
but this is what you did.
And that's the fear. That's an honest
for
fear.
me,
And that's a better
that's why
way
the
of-
competition is
Right.
in here.
Right.
It's between me and Donathan in 10 years because that guy's kicking my tail right now.
See,
Right.
that was my. We was talking about fears. You was talking about fears. That was one of my fears. Why I run from the Lord so much, because I knew when I stood before Him, I was going to have an account of what I did as a father, what I did as a husband, and then as a Sunday school teacher, and then everything I said behind the pulpit if I preach. You're going to have to stand account for all that. And I was like, I say some stupid stuff every once in a while, you know. But I mean, that was one thing it was just that fear.
No, I'm with you.
But I think it's a good episode, though.
I did too.
Really do. I enjoyed it.
And if you want to, I was going to throw us to the after the Amen Corner. Yeah.
Because I was going to say I had a really good thought for the after the Amen Corner, but I just
Yeah, and also we're going to name.
You just lost it.
I forgot about it.
Oh, you forgot about it till just now.
I'll get it in a second.
Hey, here's the deal.
Hold that thought.
I hope you
Hang
look
on.
for it.
Let's get them here. We're going to name 5 churches that struggle with mediocrity in the after the Amen Corner.
I'm not.
Come to the after the Amen Corner.
See ya.
I got some.
Deuces.
And we're going to name 5 of them.
5 churches.
And their
that struggle with
pastors
mediocrity.
and their deacons.
Come on. Let's go to the Amen Corner podcast. After the Amen Corner. Click on the link. Come on.
I'm scared.
Let's see what we're going to talk about. All right? Click on that link right there. Go to about 40 minutes. Let's talk about it.
Jesus washed my sins away. Jesus washed my sins